I didn't call him Eric that time, notice. Thread, have you wondered about the secret targeting of Nipsey Hussle by cops before his death? Internal docs from LAPD now reveal a dystopian campaign to target Nipsey and pervasive corruption to benefit real estate developers. Some of that stuff in here is chilling. For those that don't know, Nipsey Hussle was a rapper who was shot and killed, I want to say a couple of years ago. I might have that timeline a little bit backwards, but and he was in LA when he was killed. Lived in LA, and by the way, was really working to uplift his community and help working class people and minorities and things. He was really trying to be a positive influence on the LA community, and he was murdered. Okay, the story begins when Nipsey fulfilled his longtime dream of buying the Marathon clothing store. The city, developers, and police had other plans for the property, and they began a years-long effort of surveillance and brutality to try to stop it. In one internal document generated by Palantir, a corporation that profits by helping police cage poor people more efficiently with big data, LAPD records appear to show 58 stops and 7 arrests at the intersection outside Nipsey Hussle's store in the week after its grand opening. Incredibly, a similar document dated 2 weeks after Nipsey opened his store shows a single patrol car made 103 stops and 3 arrests in 7 days. All of this police activity was supposedly searching for a generically described suspect, quote, a black male between 16 and 18 years old. This targeted police violence was the culmination of a long campaign by police and City of Los Angeles attorneys to target Nipsey and others in the community to prevent them from investing in land that big banks and developers wanted. Here's what Nipsey said, quote, this was always one of our dreams. In this parking lot, we were always outside hustling in the actual lot, and we realized it made sense to be owners or for us to have businesses in this parking lot. The desire for people from that predominantly black community to be owners brought out the full force of LAPD, the City of Los Angeles bureaucracy, big banks, and wealthy real estate developers intent on using Trump's opportunity zones to extract billions from poor communities. But it wasn't just Nipsey. Across Los Angeles and across the U.S., police have worked hand in hand with tech companies and real estate developers to build the bureaucratic architecture of control that enables them to control who owns what and where and who invests in what and where. If you want to understand how police work with wealthy investors to enable gentrification and wealthy extraction on a massive scale, you must read this report by people from the community in Los Angeles. It's long, but it will change how you see the world. Encourage you all to follow Alek and go read this stuff. He's really, really fantastic. He's bringing stuff to light that a lot of people tend to ignore. If you're interested in further reading on the massive collaborations between police, developers, banks, tech companies, retail industry, and prosecutors, you can follow Stop LAPD Spying and check out more here. In addition to the report, you can learn more from this great reporting from Sam T. Levin. So this is essentially a conspiracy among LAPD and prosecutors and big business types in LA to keep working class people in the black community from owning businesses. What an outrageous admission. What 103 stops and 3 arrests in a week from one single patrol car. You can't make that stuff up. That's almost even hard. Like you'd have to spend the whole fucking week there. Outrageous stuff. And I don't want to I have no idea what circumstances surrounded Nipsey's death. It was apparently a rival who killed him. How many times have we seen in these kinds of situations, you guys, that there was some behind the scenes collaboration with perhaps the FBI or perhaps LAPD or NYPD or who knows? I'm not, don't nobody sue me. I'm not saying that's the case, but I would not be surprised if we learn more about the circumstances surrounding Nipsey's death, because he was engaging in the kind of organizing and activities that the ownership class and prosecutors and police do not want to see happen. It threatens them. It threatens their stranglehold on the rest of us. So tragic death, a tragic situation all around, and good on Alek for bringing to light the role that LAPD and prosecutors played in attempting to prevent Nipsey from succeeding in business in the LA area. It also goes very much against this idea of free markets capitalism, right? Would I have to face that if I went to open a business in LA? We all know I wouldn't, because of the color of my skin. We all know that I wouldn't have to face the same kind of issues that Nipsey did. Not that LAPD would necessarily like me all that much, but you guys get what I'm saying. This idea that you just have to work harder, it's outrageous. Look at all the hurdles that are faced by impoverished people, by racial minorities, etc. So again, great work there from Alek, and shame on LAPD for that one.